Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing one that I saw floating around the internet quite a while ago. If I could only keep one product from each category, what would I keep? Yikes. So today I have quite a few areas that I want to chit chat about, but not every single little detail. That would take forever probably. But before we get into the video, if you could just subscribe down below if you want to stick around and see what videos we put out next, and let's get into it. So the first category is face primer. And for that category, I'm going to say the Smashbox Primerizer. This primer is probably one of my newest primers that I've gotten recently. Not too recent, obviously, because I have tried it quite a bit, but I think this primer is pretty much good under any sort of foundation. If you're just wearing concealer, things like that, I freaking love it, okay? It's, I wouldn't say moisturizing, but it's not drying in any way, that's for sure, because I have dry skin and I don't want that. But it does get a little bit tacky. It sticks on really well on your foundation, and I think it is a perfect primer for most skin types, for most people, and I don't see myself using another primer if I only had one. So I would definitely keep this one. Next up is for foundation, and for that category, I'm going to pick the Lawless Beauty Woke Up Like This Flawless Finish Makeup. This foundation has changed the game for me. I don't know what it is about it exactly. It's not really matte, but it's not overly dewy. It doesn't make you look too shiny. I feel like this just applies to the skin really well. I use a makeup sponge, but you could definitely use a brush too, I think. You'll get more coverage that way, but it definitely is buildable. So even though it is lighter, if you just go in with not too much, you can definitely build it up to full coverage, I think. But I like wearing it from like light to medium coverage. I think it's great. It lasts a really long time on the skin as well. I think it's a perfect foundation, and if I could only keep one, it's not too hard to decide that I would keep this one. Next up is concealer, and for that I would keep the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. This concealer is obviously very affordable. You can find it at Walmart and Ulta.com. Online, I don't know if they're in stores yet, but this is a beautiful concealer. I think the shade range is not that great. They need a lot more lighter shades and a lot more deeper shades in my opinion. But if you can find a color in this concealer, it's fantastic. It looks good with foundation, like a full face like I have on right now. Or if you're just one of those people like me who wears just concealer some days, frankly a lot of days, then this looks good like that as well. You can obviously blend it out across your face. It covers blemishes pretty well. The under eyes look beautiful with this on. I think it sets really well, but it's not too drying. It doesn't look cakey at all, and I feel like this is a great concealer for a great price. And if I could only keep one, I definitely keep this one. Now, I don't have a ton of experience when it comes to powder. I've tried a lot from the drugstore, but I pretty much use it just to set my under eyes in the creases around my mouth or on my forehead where I get a little more dewy during the day, you know, some oils. This is one I've actually tried more recently, and it is the CoverFx setting powder. This powder blends out concealer perfectly, and what I mean is, like, you know how you put on concealer and it kind of looks undone? Do you feel me with that? But I just put this on right over top in the creases around my mouth, on my forehead, and it just blurs everything perfectly and it sets it. And I have very watery eyes as well, and I feel like it holds up to a little bit of moisture. It also has like a thing where you can put it down in the little holes where the powder comes out, and it doesn't spill everywhere, and I spill everything, so that really helps me out. Thank you, CoverFx. And yeah, I really love this powder, and if I could only keep one, I would keep this one. If I could only keep one eyebrow product, one eyebrow pencil, if you will, it would be the Thrive Causemetics Infinity Water Brow Liner, and my shade is in Audrey. Funny story about this eyebrow pencil. I went to go use it today, getting ready, you know, and I go click, 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 click. I only have a tiny little nub that couldn't do any of my eyebrow pretty much. So I hate when that happens. But But I do love this eyebrow pencil. It goes on pretty smoothly. The formula, I would say, is like in between like a creamy pencil and like a really waxy pencil. So it's not as waxy as an Anastasia brow is, but it's not as creamy as like one of those skinny eyebrow pencils from ColourPop. I think this one is totally worth the price, and obviously I like it because it's gone. And if you're wondering, we did a whole video on Thrive Cosmetics on our channel, so you can go and look that up if you want, but this is the eyebrow pencil I would choose to keep. I don't know if it's gonna come to any shock to you if you've been watching our channel for any length of time, but my favorite bronzer is the Becca bronzer in Capri Coast. What can I say? This bronzer is amazing. It's not matte. I would call it more of a satin bronzer. It goes on really smoothly with a brush, easy to blend out. It gives you a nice, like, healthy look to your skin. I just love it. It's a great powder. I don't have a ton of bronzers in my collection, and if I could only keep one, I wouldn't want to give this one up. I would kind of be really sad if I ever lost it, if it broke. You know, this is a tried and true favorite of mine, and if I could only keep one bronzer, it would be this one, and it's completely worth the price to me. If I could only keep one blush, it would be the Balm Hot Mama blush. This blush is awesome. If you like NARS Orgasm blush, this is a dupe for that, in my opinion. You get the relatively same look from both powders. And I find that this is, I don't know if it's more product or what, but this is just a perfect, it's not matte, but it's not too glittery. Like, it's not one of those glittery blushes. I don't like those. This gives you a nice all over blush look, and I think it looks really good. I think it looks really natural, even if you're wearing light makeup. So this can work with a full face of makeup or light makeup. So I gotta keep this one. I gotta keep Hot Mama around, because what would I do without her? Now, the highlight I would keep, if I had no highlight except one, is my Becca Champagne Pop. Now for me, this has been a highlighter that I have loved since the moment I got it. Now I actually did finish one up. I mean, it cracked and crumbled everywhere and I had to repress it a couple times. So that's why I went through it. Otherwise I wouldn't have. Who can go through a whole highlighter? Not me. Not me, but if I only had one, I would go through it, because I like a lot of highlight. And to be honest, I haven't worn this particular highlight that often recently, but I know if I can only keep one highlight out of my whole collection, this is my tried and true. This is my love. It gives me a perfect golden highlight. It's not too dark, not too light. It can go light on the skin. It can go pretty heavy-handed on the skin. I love it. I love it, and I wouldn't want to live without it. I'm getting very passionate about these things. Now, if I could only keep one eyeshadow palette, and that was it. First of all, that would be a very sad day, and a cold day in hell would be. But if I could only keep one eyeshadow palette, I know I'd want to keep something neutral and also something I can wear very lightly or intensify the look if I really wanted. Getting very depressed with this subject. It's not fun for me. But the eyeshadow palette I would keep over all the other ones if I had to. It would be the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Now I know this got a lot of mixed reviews. People are like, that's boring. It's whatever, okay? I got it because I thought it looked pretty and I wanted it. So I got it with my Ulta points, you know? This is just a perfect everyday palette. It's good if you want to intensify your look. It's just good all around in my opinion. The formula is consistent with most Anastasia palettes. I feel like this palette would also last a long time if I could never buy one again. I would save a lot of money because this is a very pigmented palette. I think it has just the right amount of mattes, just the right amount of shimmers that I would need, you know, for the rest of my life. You know, this is a hard one. And it's not too bad of a price too if I had to repurchase it, which, cold day in hell, again, but it's not a bad price. It's kind of mid-range with a lot of palettes that are coming out nowadays. And I just love it. If I need something quick, I go to this. If I need like a deepening shade, I go to this. Sometimes I need an all-over setting shade, I go to this. It's just perfect. So I'd only keep this one. All right, now mascara. If I could only keep one, I think I would keep a drugstore, because I feel like mascara is one of those things you always have to repurchase. Like, you're always out of mascara. Kind of like my eyebrow pencil, you know? So I kind of want one that's simple and easy and I know that works. So the one that I would keep is the CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara. I've repurchased this already about 3 times. I think this mascara is wonderful. The wand's really easy to use. You can build volume and length very easily. It doesn't clump up. And it lasts a good amount of time too, so that's great. I don't notice any eye irritation. Yeah, I do love a lot of other mascaras, to be honest. And I have some new favorites. But in this moment, if I could only keep one mascara, I'd want one that would not let me down. And that is my CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara. Now, lips. I have 3 categories because I couldn't just pick one. I guess I'm a little greedy, whatever. Sorry, I keep having to shift because the sun is coming through my window and making my lighting horrible. So the lipstick I would keep over all of my other ones is the Tarte Sun Kissed lipstick. I'm pretty sure this is from the Rainforest line. I always put everything that I mention in my description box, just so you're aware if you want to look at something and you missed it or whatever. It's always down in the description box for you. But this is a great formula of lipstick. I really have to say it's great. It's not matte, but it's not too creamy that it slips and slides all over your lips and it gets in your teeth and then you're annoyed and ruins your day, you know? It's not one of those. But it's not overly drying as you wear it through the day. It kind of has like a little satiny feel to it. And it actually lasts a pretty much long period of time for lipsticks, in my opinion. For some reason, lip products just fly right off my lips. I don't know. They just don't like me, I guess. But this lipstick is awesome. Every time I've worn it, it's been beautiful. Never had any smears. And like I said, it lasts a good amount of time. And for a lipstick, that's pretty important to me. So if I can only keep one. Next category is liquid lipstick. And this was hard because liquid lipstick is very important in my life. I love it, you know, and it was hard, but I chose a formula that I love and also a color that I love, and that is the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick in the shade Bombshell. Like I said, this is a great formula. It's really easy to apply. It doesn't like gunk up in any places like chunky wise, so it's a really thin consistency on your lips, but it gives a nice amount of color, and I love this color as well. It's like a nice, looking in the viewfinder wearing it now, I don't know, I'd call it a nice kind of a deeper nude, a little terracotta, a little mauve. It's got a little both in there in my opinion. I really love the formula, love the color, the lasting power is great, so you know, I would recommend this formula, this color. I want to get more of these. I want to pick up a mini set probably in the VIP sale, but this is the only one I'd keep. Last category would be lip gloss, and I'm not the hugest person in lip gloss. I think I'm getting more into it now. It's just a little easier most days, you know? And the one I would keep over all others would be the Marc Jacobs lip gloss in Sugar Sugar. I just have a little mini guy. This lip gloss is an amazing formula. I don't know what they did to it. It's very creamy on the lips. It doesn't slip and slide too much, which I really enjoy. It looks good by itself. It looks good over, you know, anything. It does look good over that liquid lipstick that I just showed, which is important if I'm only keeping those 2 things for my lip routine. You know, it's important. So minimal days, you know, high coverage days, what have you. It's just a fantastic lip gloss. And it is very pricey, but I did pick up a mini set, so it was more affordable, but I would definitely recommend this. And if I could only keep one, keep you, Mark. Alright, so that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If I can find what video I watched for this idea, I will put it in the description box below. And if you can, subscribe down below if you want to stay tuned for more videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye!